Good morning. Thank you for coming back to Pine Haven Homestead. I am out in the garden and I am tying up my tomatoes because they're starting to get bigger and they need some help. And traditionally, this is my 15th season of growing, and up until last year, all of the ways that I grew my tomatoes was in a tomato cage. And last year I tried staking them and it worked okay, but some of my bamboo stakes were kind of flimsy, so being more intentional on the ones that I choose for that. And this year I am trying a Florida weave kind of method. So I thought I would show you guys how I get it set up and my interpretation of it. So let's go and take a look. Watering my blueberries while I'm doing this so I can give it extra time. So I am doing this bed and the bed back there with the Florida weave. I already completed this one. So I put a 6-foot stake on either side of the row, and then I just tied some twine to the ends and went, inside, outside, or outside, inside, outside, inside on the bottom, and then outside, inside on the top to get a weave kind of look on there for both of them. So I'll show you how I'm doing it on the other one. So here's the other bed of Amish paste tomatoes that I'm going to get set up with the Florida weave. So again, we already pounded the stakes in, and I'm going to get to tying. In the center, I planted some carrots, and carrots need to stay moist. And so I thought maybe I could try doing my humidity domes on them to see if that works. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. If not, I do have some burlap that I am going to use then instead. But let's go ahead and get going on this. And then while I'm here doing this, touching all the tomatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and prune off all the suckers. So I'll bring a close-up of that on the next side so you can see what that is. It's really easy when they're little young things, that's for sure. All right, so now on to the other side. Okay, so let's take a look at these suckers. So when you have, let's see, here's an easier one right here. When you have a branch coming out of your plant, of your tomato plant, so you've got your branches of your leaves, and those kind of come at a 90-degree angle, and then there's another little piece coming out at a 45. That is called a sucker. And so when they're really young and tender, you can just break them off just right like that. And so I just go, and I don't go to the very top because I don't know which one's which yet. But so we just go through here and look at where the branches come out and see if anything's coming out at a 45. And if it is, you just pluck it right off, and it's so easy. Sometimes even when you check them out daily, you miss one and they grow to be pretty thick. So here's some more right here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then, oh, there's another one over here. Okay, so you can compost those or just let them decompose just right there in your soil. And there we go. So that is my rendition of the Florida weave. So what happens is as the tomato plants grow, you just add on another row of string, alternating weaving them through the plants to help keep them upright. That being said, this plant is really crooked and this plant is really crooked, so I might put a short bamboo stake right next to them just to kind of straighten them up a little bit, and then they'll continue to grow in that direction. But I'm pretty excited to see how this plan works. As you can see on these Amish pastes, I do have stakes going on there because it just didn't seem like it would be advantageous to do a Florida weave when I just have 3 tomato plants in there. And then I have a couple of slicing tomatoes over here, which one has a nice strong bamboo stake, and I ran out. The rest of mine are pretty flimsy, so I'm gonna get some more, and I'm gonna stick one on that one. And then over here, I did have one fairly heavy duty looking tomato cage. So these are my 3 cherry tomatoes. And so I have those ones on, this one on a tomato cage. And then I'm gonna do those 2 on bamboo stakes as well. But yeah, so that's how we're doing the Florida weave. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Be sure to click subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.